How do? It's been a hot minute since I've made a video talking about anime, and that is because I really haven't been watching very much lately. I went on a bit of a spree after I first started watching anime, and it was getting a bit ridiculous. I was watching a lot of anime, so I thought might as well take a little bit of a break. But I just finished ZOM 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Finally, this is a show I started a long time ago, but I finally finished it because during my work hours, every time I got my break, I was just watching this show basically, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Like, I watched the first episode of this months ago. I don't even know exactly when, but it was a long time ago, and that episode is still in my head because of how fucking good and funny and weird it was. I loved it. I'm a zombie nerd. I love everything to do with zombies. I like shows, movies, whatnot, but the first episode of this show was so unique, you know? Shows this guy excited to start a new job, start a career. Slowly but surely he turns into a zombie who hates his job because it's not what he thought it was going to be. Just to see the juxtaposition between him at the start of the episode, like loving like the fact that he's getting a job, real energetic, real happy. Then just to see him 3 years later absolutely drained of life and having to wake up every day and do a job that he hates, which is honestly the most nightmarish thing I can think of. But the message behind it is actually real, you know? Like the whole fucking work system in Japan, people are overworked to shit. And a lot of animators, like we've seen with Mappa recently, are overworked and underpaid to fuck. So it was cool to see this show kind of shed a light on that. But my favorite part of the episode is when he sees the zombies for the first time. And my guy's first reaction isn't, oh no, it's the end of the world, or like he's going to be fucking eaten and he's scared or anything like that. His first thought is that he doesn't have to go into work tomorrow. That is fucking amazing. I love that. Then he goes over to his crush to confess his love to her while she is turning into a zombie, and my man doesn't even bat an eye. He just gets it off his chest and runs away. But another thing I love about the first episode is like while he's going through like that miserable experience in work leading up to the zombie outbreak, it's all black and white, you know? Like it's just miserable looking. But as soon as this man realizes he's not going into work anymore and he confesses his love to this woman, he just starts running, and all of a sudden the entire screen's filled up with colour. And my man's laughing and giggling and having a great time while running away from a horde of zombies. I fucking love that. It's so cool. It's so funny. But like, this video isn't going to be as in-depth as my other anime stuff. Like, I'm not going to be going in-depth on the storyline or anything like that in this one, because I think the storyline in this show comes second to the enjoyment of it. The writers knew what they set out to do. They wanted to make like a stupid, goofy fucking like zombie apocalypse show where the main character's just full of optimism. The start of the show is literally him making a bucket list of 100 things he wants to do before he becomes a zombie. And the fact that he's just chuffed about not having to go to work again, you know? Like, obviously that isn't a serious show, but like, it was a lot of fun. Like, shows don't have to be like deep story-wise or anything. It's just fun to watch. I just got to turn my brain off and just watch this man go and do shenanigans. Like, another part that I really enjoyed was like, I think it was like second or third episode maybe, my man just gets like a load of beers and just starts drinking up in his apartment. And at the start of one of the episodes, or maybe even the middle of the episode, we see like these two people having an absolute existential crisis. Zombies are about to break into their apartment. They have no food, they have no water, they don't know what to do. They're crying on the balcony and they're talking to each other like with like desperation in their voice. And then the camera just cuts and you just see Akira on the fucking like drainage pipe just trying to go down to the shops. I thought that was fucking hilarious. It's just little moments like that made this show so fun for me, you know? Like, it was just a feel-good show. It made me feel happy whenever I watched it. I enjoyed every single episode I watched because it was fun. And I also enjoyed like the little serious moments that were trickled in here and there, especially ones that are started by goofy storylines, you know? Like, say like Akira and I can't remember the other guy's name, his best friend are going on a motorcycle to find a big plasma TV, and on their search they end up getting trapped in a fucking mall or whatever the fuck it was, an amusement store, with a load of other people trapped in there too, like 3 flight attendants and then one random guy. And Akira, when he finds out that they're flight attendants, goes into a full-on frenzy because that is one thing on his bucket list. Wine and dine with flight attendants, which is a weird one, but you know, it is what it is. And like him having the heart-to-heart with the girl, and then she gets turned like bitten and turned into a zombie and shit. It's fucking, it's like serious moments trickled in that really like hit, you know, because the show other than that is just so happy-go-lucky. Even at the end of the episode, Akira's friend is just like, look, I got the plasma TV, let's go. You know, it wasn't a total loss. It has a pretty decent balance of like the serious moments mixed with the fun-filled shit, you know. But again, I would have liked to see a bit more emphasis on like the serious moments, you know, like that girl gets eaten, Akira has a bit of a moment, he's like a bit upset about it because she told him her dreams. And like he has a bit of a moment after the fact being like real upset about it and kind of like scared and shit, you know? But then after that, that's it. Like what, like 5-10 minutes or something, he gets shown being sad, and then he gets shown the big plasma TV, and then all is good in the world. Like if they showed the effects it's had on Akira with those characters dying, like maybe it makes it a bit more serious in his head about the whole apocalypse thing. It would have made the story a bit more interesting in that way if they did add a bit of like conflict in his mind sometimes. And even with those two people I was talking about at the start having like the existential crisis, and then fucking Akira's on the drain pipe, when he comes back with the stuff for them, they're dead, and my man hasn't thought about them since. You know, like I don't know, it's funny to think of it that way, but at the same time, if you think too deep at it, and like it just makes the character feel a lot less fleshed out. But the show knows what it is. I know what the show is. That's just me like thinking right now. I thoroughly enjoyed my time watching this show. I'd recommend anyone watching it, but like even at the end, like there was a bit more seriousness towards the end, like the episodes on the farm when he returns back to his family, and it's like this big safe house for people to live without worrying about getting eaten by zombies anymore. But then you have this little shit who is similar to Akira in a way, but like he's on the opposite end of the spectrum. He is much more like envious of the world. He's envious of people being happy. He just wants to watch the world burn basically because like they fucked him up according to him, you know, a bit delusional, but yeah. And then him and a few other weirdos, one rapist included, which was an interesting take. His one thing that he put on the bucket list was to force his tongue down a woman's throat. Yeah. That's a weird thing to think about at the end of the world. But theirs is a lot more mean-spirited, to say the least. But like the end kind of interested me a lot because there was a lot more stakes on the line. We learn more about the characters that are there and are safe in this little farm. Akira's going around getting to know everyone. The entire group's going around. The girl, I can't remember her name. She's always wearing the tracksuits. I'm so bad with Japanese names. I am sorry. She's going around getting to know people, and then people start believing that she's a doctor and everything. It's just like really fun, real happy. And then you see these guys like plotting some master scheme to fuck it all up, which I still don't fully understand, but at the same time you shouldn't. Like I enjoyed those 3 episodes at the end probably the most because there was more stakes on the line. Like there was never a time throughout the show where any of our main characters seemed like they were in danger, you know. But the last 3 episodes fixed that. There was a bit more stakes on the line. There was a chance of the main characters like dying or anything like that. Even though I knew they wouldn't, because it's not really that type of show. Even though it's a fucking zombie apocalypse show, it's not really like gory or bloody or anything. But even like near the very end, when Akira's dad's being held hostage, and the guy's like, if you don't come out and become a zombie now, I'm just going to kill your dad. But like they come up with a great scheme to just let the zombies in, put makeup on him to make him look like a zombie, and then just kill the zombies. So when he walks out, the guy believes that he's a zombie, which is really fucking funny. Like, but Akira as a character is really admirable, you know? Like he has this fucking optimistic outlook on everything. He's like the type of person everyone wants to be. Like just watching him become a superhero and like fighting the big zombie shark. Why did I not talk about that yet? That was so funny. Just a big zombie shark who ate 2 people and their legs are sticking out of the bottom. So the fucking zombie's legs are the shark's legs. It's so funny. Throughout the show he realizes that like he was wrong when he was back working. He should have quit his job and pursued something that he wanted to do, but he was afraid to. He should have taken more time off to go visit his parents instead of making excuses and stuff like that. Just there's a lot of like good messages to be had from this, you know? And like the end as well was really fucking nice. I actually teared up a little bit. I never expected to tear up in this show, but I did a little bit at this. Like throughout the entire thing at the end when he gets back to his family and stuff, he's like, I'm going to repay you guys back. He's sorry about everything he done and all that. And he's trying his hardest to pay his man dad back throughout the entire like last 3 episodes. But it is when he is not trying to repay them back that he actually does. He saves the entire village, him and his friends. They are like the main reason that these people are still alive right now. And at the end he gets the acknowledgement he deserves from his father, who has been like so stone cold throughout the entire show. And he finally turns around and he's like, I am proud of you, you know? Like that teared me the fuck up. But a little misdirect at the end, I wasn't ready for it at all. Like the last 3 episodes it was hinted at that like Akira's father was not well. And even at the very end of the show, my man is literally lying there looking like he is on his deathbed, and Akira is just like tearing up and crying and like very sad about this whole thing because his mother said to him that they found a lump. and they don't have the acquired stuff to treat his sickness, you know, because obviously to everyone it's like, oh, it's cancer, you know. Obviously in the apocalypse you have lack of chemotherapy. Like after like a big emotional moment at the end, and then his mother finally reveals what it is, and it's fucking hemorrhoids. Like, what the fuck? It's so fucking funny. That was something I didn't expect, because it was painted so seriously, and they didn't even tell accurate it was that. They just told him it was a lump, which to anybody would make you fucking worried. And then standing there watching your father looking like he is about to die, knowing that he has a lump that he hasn't treated in quite a while. So if you think that he's dying, only to be told by your mother that it is fucking hemorrhoids, and the only reason he is lying there sweating is because he's old and it's hot during the summer. What the fuck? But yeah, I thought this was a show that I should talk about because it was a very, like, a fun, happy-go-lucky type of show. It made me fucking feel good. There was many times when I was, like, real, like, tired or just had loads of lack of motivation in work. And then I'd go in on my break, watch 1 or 2 episodes of this, and then I would go back onto the floor happy, you know? Like, I would be chuffed to be back up on my feet. It just kind of put, like, a bright little rainbow over my day after watching it, you know. It was very fun, it was very good. I just wanted to talk about it. Just the vibe of the entire show is just a lot of fun to sit down and watch, maybe have a drink or two with your friends and put it on. It's just happy-go-lucky. That's the only way I can describe it. I don't want to keep you too long, folks. I hope you have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what you thought of the video. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't like it, and as always, let me know what I can do to improve these videos for you guys down below. And without further ado, it has been EXO, and I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one, folks.